I moved here from New Orleans.
It is a small village called Breno, it's not far from Milan.
I was born in Mexico, I grew up in Mexico.
I'm from Long Island, so I liked the idea of coming back to New York.
Our students come from all over the world.
They come from a tremendous diversity of backgrounds.
And we have a very flexible curriculum that allows them to do truly interdisciplinary work.
The use of Twitter, because it's, it forces you to use very short messages.
I have a background in architecture, so history and theory of architecture might take its course.
My work is on migration literatures that are Anglophone and Italophone.
I kind of found film studies once I got here.
But they were all brought together by a common interest in literature and critical theory.
They work in media studies, in screen studies.
My first film class, my first semester, was a class on Fellini and Antonioni.
While I can concentrate on on English and French literature, of the 19th or 20th century, I can also broaden my exposure to other cultures.
A lot of our students are very well versed in philosophy.
The history of literary criticism from Aristotle.
And this makes for a very exciting understanding of the field as such.
We're pushing them from very early on in their careers to engage with the broader world of academia.
I've recently been toying with the idea of writing a little bit more on Matteo Garrone.
So you start teaching in your second year.
But our students are professionalized much earlier than most graduate students are.
I love teaching.
I personally will be teaching composition.
It's been like an unexpected joy.
And great works of literature.
This is really the unique aspect of the Graduate Center. The students will never be treated as teaching assistants. They will always be solely in charge of the classes they teach.
I chose the Graduate Center because it was an opportunity to remain in New York City. This is where you want to do the thing that you love.
The shock of the city was a bit much to take in at first, but I feel like the Graduate Center has served as a sort of sanctuary away from that.
This maybe could sound, a cliche, but it is like living into a movie sometimes.
Anyone important in any field, if they're coming to the Northeast, they're coming to New York. So that means anyone who wants to give a talk on anything you might be interested in, they're going to stop here.
We consider ourselves to be quite on the cutting edge.
Where we want students who are curious about literature and about literature's relationship to broader structures of power and meaning.
It's not an easy thing doing this. It can be lonely and isolating, but you come out of it with a sort of very strange motley crew of a family, and it's good to have.
It's so nice to have such a welcoming community here, especially when what we do is so lonely at times, I think. But at the end, it's just like we get to do what we like, period. What's better than that?
In troubled times such as these, it is particularly important to remember the role of a public institution. We are the public institution in New York.